I just was grateful that we squashed our differences before they laid on the rest. If he would have went in grave and we would have still been beefing, I would have felt cursed, bro.
In the spirit of Quan bringing us together, would you give the brother RALO a chance to show beyond a reasonable doubt that he did not incarcerate or incriminate anybody?
There's some other current present rappers that was in that other than myself and Boosie. I seen a whole lot of people posting them. Who was there? Who was there? I hear crickets. Cause I don't know how to goddamn stop. I just talk, I just go. I don't know if I'm just it was jail or what.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, make sure you check us out on Patreon at www.patreon.com/Hookah Anonymous _. You guys been telling us to create one for the longest, so we recently created a community where we will upload videos that we can't share on YouTube due to their guidelines. We'll also be dropping the latest to there first, behind the scenes information that you wouldn't find anywhere else on our socials. So make sure you become a member, and after you do that, head over to our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _ and follow us there. Now without further ado, let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, it's like ever since Rich Homie Quan passed away, it's been a lot of things surrounding his death, whether it was the 911 call from his girlfriend, whether it was the conspiracy theories, as people say, as to what actually happened to him, Boosie coming out and announcing that he died from an overdose, and just a whole bunch of things. And the latest have been everything that went on concerning his funeral with ralofamgoon and Boosie. Now, not only RALO, but also Rich Homie Quan's DJ has came out and accused RALO of acting quote unquote weird at the funeral. Now, RALO, of course, he responded to it, but I want to talk about a few things because it's a lot of things that actually transpired at Rich Homie Quan's funeral, from Boosie and RALO allegedly squashing their beef. RALO calling out all the rappers that were saying rest in peace to him, but nobody showing up except for him and Boosie. And then RALO himself being called out for acting, like we said, weird. So we're going to get into all that, but I do want to say this. This should actually teach us a lesson before we get into everything else. When it comes to people saying rest in peace on social media and acting like y'all just the best of friends, that's what happens every time somebody passes away. We see it time after time. We see a whole bunch of people on social media saying that this one was my best friend, or this was my dog, we grew up, I remember we did X, Y, and Z. But then when it comes to showing support, whether it's for the family, the kids, the mothers, helping the girlfriend out if they had kids, whatever it is, it's like people don't show up. It's just cool to say rest in peace to somebody on social media because of the clout that comes with it. So for nobody to show up at Rich Homie Quan's funeral besides Boosie and RALO, it's kind of strange. And I always tell y'all that I feel Rich Homie Quan doesn't get the type of credit that he deserves, because before he even got a part of Rich Gang, I gotta remember, Rich Homie Quan had hits way before he started doing anything with Young Thug, way before he joined Rich Gang, way before any of that stuff. Rich Homie Quan was his own man, and he single-handedly changed the sound of Atlanta when it comes to music. But it seems like ever since he left Rich Gang, or they had that little spat between them, he went down, and ever since then he hasn't been the same. So like I said, I think he deserves way more credit than he receives, but that's a whole nother story. Rest in peace to Rich Homie Quan. Today we're going to get into everything that transpired at his funeral and talk about the Boosie and RALO squashing their beef, in which we would later find out that they really didn't squash nothing. They just kept it respectful, being that they was at a mutual friend's funeral. right? So we're going to get into that. We're going to get into the DJ calling RALO loud and say he was acting weird. Then we're going to get into RALO's response. So make sure before we do all that, you hit that thumbs up button so we can get this video into the algorithm. And if you're not subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now. Let's get into it. Now, many people was under the impression that RALO and Boosie settled the beef that they had between each other, being that they both attended Rich Homie Quan's funeral. As y'all know, prior to the funeral, Boosie and RALO wasn't on the best of terms because you had Boosie calling RALO a snitch, then they had their whole back and forth on social media. So when it came time to go to Rich Homie Quan's funeral, nobody knew what to expect. Maybe RALO wasn't going to attend, maybe Boosie wasn't going to attend, knowing that, vice versa was going to be there. However, both parties did in fact show up. Now, the good thing about both parties, they kept it cordial, being that they was at a funeral, they didn't make a big thing about it. This one, they didn't try to make any funny moves and none of that. They kept it peaceful as men should because they was there to mourn a mutual friend. Now, after the burial, it seemed like Boosie did like a small little interview where a guy was asking him questions concerning RALO, which to me was a little weird that he was asking him that during a funeral. I personally think that Boosie only stopped. If Boosie would have knew that he was going to ask him questions about RALO, he wouldn't have stopped. But maybe he stopped because he thought that the guy was a part of Rich Homie Quan's funeral and stuff, so he wanted to be respectful. However, the interviewer ended up being messy and asking questions about RALO. Y'all check this out.
Louisiana legend. We know you're a man of principle, of morals. You don't violate the G code. In the spirit of Quan bringing us together, would you give the brother RALO a chance to show beyond a reasonable doubt that he did not incarcerate or incriminate anybody? Would you give him that opportunity in the spirit of Quan bringing us all together under the same building today?
I don't want to get into all that. I just let things go out. I don't go back and forth with nobody.
I got it. Well, we already know that. Well, God bless, bro. Stay strong. Bless you and your.
So basically, Boosie is saying that it's not about squashing anything. They didn't come to squash anything with each other. They didn't really talk, even though social media thought that they squashed their beef, being that they was both at the funeral. Boosie is just saying we kept it cordial, right? We had a funeral. There's a time and place for everything. In the interview, he was being messy and kind of weird for asking them questions while they just left a funeral. Because why are you asking this man about snitching allegations on RALO while they are there to mourn their deceased friend? So the interviewer definitely should have been called out for that, but Boosie did handle it in a cordial manner. He didn't go crazy. All he said was, listen, I'm here to support my friend. RALO doing his thing. We ain't got to sit down about nothing. We men, he go his way, I go my way. Does that mean that they squashed the beef? No, it's just a time and place for everything. Simple as that. Now, RALO would take to his Twitter account, he reposted something somebody said in regards to him and Boosie squashing their beef, and he would come out and say, quote, I think we should have gave each other a hug today. That's what everybody at the funeral wanted to see, our black men back together. Now, like I said, there's no real confirmation that these guys squashed anything. There's no real confirmation that these guys sat down and talked, and I doubt they did, based on, Boosie's reaction to the interview question. RALO is saying that he wished they would have hugged, and that would have been dope for the culture of the show. However, like I said, I just think that they were both able to be cordial. That don't mean that the beef or the tension is over. They just was cordial in the same setting, being that they were at a funeral. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see how things turn out, if they will continue dissing each other. Like I said, they was in the same setting, but given the circumstances, I guess that's why neither party felt the need to do anything or be disrespectful, which is dope. Now let's move on to Rich Homie Quan's DJ calling RALO out for being quote unquote weird and being loud during the funeral service. Now he accused RALO of being basically disrespectful during the funeral service, saying he was loud and making noise, and even going as far as almost going live on his phone during the funeral service. Now, as y'all know, when you're supposed to have some type of respect at a funeral service, you're not supposed to be loud. This new day and age, people are recording. Back when I was growing up, you didn't do that. If you go to a funeral, you're not supposed to really record the body. You're not supposed to take pictures. I know in certain funeral homes, they don't allow you to. I guess times have changed. I don't really do funerals, so I can't tell you. But I do know growing up, You're not supposed to take pictures of the body. They actually don't even allow cell phones in the funeral home in some of them that you go to. But Rich Homie Quan's DJ is accusing him of being loud and almost going live, which is kind of crazy. So we're going to get into that. In one of the tweets, the DJ would say, quote, "He was sitting behind me in the funeral being weird and talking the entire time. Even said he almost went live in the services, shaking my head." In another tweet, he would say, quote, "Buddy kept blowing his nose like a trumpet too. Almost had to curse a lady out for taking a pic of the casket as well. Y'all be acting weird as hell at known people's funerals." Now somebody responded and called him out for basically saying why didn't nobody check him if he was doing all that during the funeral service. Rich Homie Quan's DJ will respond to that post by saying, quote, "Bro, if you sitting inside a funeral service for your brother, you're automatically mourning and not in the mood to say anything, especially if you're trying to drown him out and listen to the speakers. I'll happily share my grievances with Buddy now that my mood isn't as bad." So basically, he's saying that RALO was doing a little too much during the funeral. You know, being a little too loud, claims that he was blowing his nose a little too loud. Basically obnoxious and just want to be seen at this man's funeral, and also said that he almost brought out his phone. Now, somebody else will also call RALO out for a video that he did when he was speaking on Rich Homie Quan's dad having to bury his son. But in the mix of that video, RALO also said he's happy him and Rich Homie Quan patched up their differences because he would have felt cursed if he passed away and it was on bad terms still.
I just seen Rich Homie daddy put his son in the ground, bro. It gotta be a feeling. When I seen when people put that thing over that casket, man, I just was grateful that we squashed our differences before they laid on the rest. If he would have went in the grave and we would have still been beefing, I would have felt cursed, bro. I would have felt cursed like a. That's why, if it's anybody around that you beefing with or having differences, leave on here squat that before God take our soul or lay in us to rest. Hey man, family out here grieving it. I appreciate it. I'm sorry for everything I have said wrong against the brother. That Koya out! Koya can get some peace. I love you, girl. Yeah, you see me. I love you. I love you too. Thank you. You're welcome, man. You good? Go.
So the user would take to his Twitter and say, quote, "The thing that pissed me off the most was him saying, 'I'm glad we got back cool.' I would have felt like I was cursed. Like, N-word, have some effing respect. He talking like that, walking and pointing out family members, just a weirdo." Now I can't lie, that was kind of crazy. However, to be honest with you, RALO is one of them people that when they say things, I don't think they're too mindful of what they say. You got some people that they just speak how they feel. They don't mean no harm by it. It may come off the wrong way, but they're just speaking how they feel. They're not dressing it up. They just say exactly how they feel. And they don't mean no harm by it. We all got that one friend that say a little too much and it may sound crazy, but you know that they not trying to disrespect anybody, but they just don't know how to dress it up. I can't explain it, man. You just gotta have one of those friends. But to be honest with you, I don't think RALO meant anything by it, but the way it came off was kind of crazy. I could say that. Now y'all know RALO, with all this attention coming out and everybody saying that he should have did this or he shouldn't have did that, he shouldn't have pulled out no phones. You know he had something to say in regards to everything. He would take to his Instagram to have a few things to say himself. Y'all check this out.
What I need to do right now, you need to go and find me a video where RALO recorded himself inside Rich Homie Quan funeral. We ain't talking about the burial site where everybody in the world had the damn cameras out going live, but as soon as they see RALO, oh, RALO went live. What about auntie and uncle and nephew that was next to me? You ain't say nothing to that old lady, but now you want to me. Now you did what you tell me. Show me one video where RALO went live in this man's funeral. Show me one video where Terrell Davis pulled out his phone. Everybody in that had their phone out. I didn't. Matter of fact, this what you do. You go show me some other current present rappers that was in that other than myself and Boosie. I seen a whole lot of people posting them. Who was there? Who was there? I hear crickets. I hear crickets. Exactly. I made 12,000 yesterday. 12.5. I gave my man 500. I made 8,000 today. Yeah. Last week I might have made 50,000. Go look at the distros on my page. I ain't posting them for free. I ain't posting them for free. Go check the views. Go check the views. They getting subscribers. Everybody making money. Everybody happy. But you mirrors back. I'm an entertainer. I'm here to entertain. I shut up for 6 whole years. And now you ain't gonna shut me up. Oh yeah. It's just something in me. I just can't help that. It's just something in my soul. It be making me do. I don't be knowing like that. It just be in me. It just come out. I don't know. I'm suffering from some kind of mental disorder or some shit. Maybe y'all need to get me some medication. Cause I don't know how to goddamn stop. I just talk, I just go. I don't know if it was jail or what.
So in a nutshell, RALO is saying that he's not the only person that was at the burial taking pictures and taking video, but of course with him being RALO, being who he is, everybody had to make it that much more of a big deal because of who he is. You know, so I guess that's how he feels. And you know, you always have people taking pictures these days and videos during the burial. That's a little more normal than being in a funeral home trying to go live or take pictures or take videos. That's a little crazy. But I know a lot of times during the burial, when somebody is getting lowered into the ground, people normally take pictures or you know, they take videos because at that point the casket is closed. You know, it's a little more crazy when you taking pictures and videos of a deceased body. Although people do it, I personally don't like it, but to each his own. Now, when it comes to the rappers going to his funeral, like I expressed earlier, that's usually how it is, man. It's always going to be everybody on social media telling you rest in peace. It's just like when you go to jail. You get locked up, nobody's going to put money on your commissary except your girl, your mother, and maybe 1 or 2 friends. But it outweighs the amount of people on social media saying free you, you know, posting your picture. That's what they do. You know, it's all for attention. It's all for clout. Nobody's going to sit there and call your family and ask if your son need anything. Nobody's going to call your girl and make sure she's okay. Nobody's going to do that. But they're going to run to social media to post rest in peace or free my boy and stuff like that. It's all just attention and clout. That's all it is. I am kind of surprised that 2 Chainz wasn't there neither. I don't know his situation, so I really can't say, you know. But I know they recently came out with a song. They did a song together. And if anybody, I did expect 2 Chainz to be there. You know, but like I said, everybody had their own life. Who knows? Maybe the death was sudden. The funeral was at a time that he couldn't be there. I don't know. You know, but that's pretty much it, man. Y'all jump in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. I'm out.